Hello, people.
Hello, Tomislav. That's the smile. Very good.
Even though it's not Monday, right?
Right.
So, the question that you see over here is the question that I asked myself maybe 4 years ago. Shouldn't your job be something that makes you happy? So, I'm going to ask you something for a little bit of imagination. So imagine living in a world where everyone is happy with their job. What would that look like? And tell me, would you be excited if you could choose what you do, where you work, when and who you work with? So according to research that was done in collaboration with the economics faculty in the EKA, Croatians are more dissatisfied with their current job living standard and not feeling secure about their future. See, this was 2018. Can you imagine what this would look like today in a post-COVID area? But the most important question of all is actually who is responsible for your happiness? Because when I was going from one great job to another, from one great image that was projected on the outside, I was thinking that those people, those companies, those clients maybe, should make me happy. But in the end, I was responsible for it. So I should have changed something if I wasn't happy enough. And this is the most powerful thing that you can actually do. You take responsibility for your own happiness and your own life. So, a bit of a backstory. My first job was exactly what I wanted. It was 2011, it was a social media company, Facebook marketing was just starting, you know, it was all fun, young people, but after a while, it led to my burnout. We were working all days, the budgets were small, we couldn't get any new people, so at one time I thought, I never wanted to work in that industry again. So I got an offer on LinkedIn for my second job. My second job was a corporation. And from the outside, again, everything was perfect. I had a great job, the salary was great, my colleagues were good, but after a while, I realized I wasn't reaching my full potential. And I realized that I actually didn't want to be in a place that my own boss was at. And then I was like, if I don't want to be my own boss, what am I doing here? So my third job was a digital joint venture. Again, creative people, young people, great clients. And what I negotiated this time was that I needed a flexible workplace. I needed to be able to choose where I work from, when possible, of course. But that location independence agreement was not carried out as agreed. So, once again, I was down. And then I was thinking, okay, I can, of course, go to another company. I can sell myself, get another great position, and then what? I have a part of 2 years where I will probably be dissatisfied again. But actually, the thing that happened, the thing that I'm really grateful about, is that this actually happened. I'm actually really glad that I didn't get this agreement as it was supposed to be carried out. It was the best thing that happened to me. Because you know why? When things like this happen, we get to that realization that we are the responsible ones. When I think about those times today, I actually cannot even imagine the mindset that I was in. You know, because at that time, I didn't actually think that I could be doing the same thing that I'm doing today. So I said, no more. I'm just going to jump and see what happens. Of course, with a little bit of preparation. So what could I do? The same thing. It actually turned out that I really love what I do, but I actually didn't love the way it was done. I didn't love the people that we were working with sometimes. So I realized it had to be done on my own terms. Do maybe some of you know about this concept, Ikigai? Raise your hand if you do. Okay, some of you do, cool. So this is a Japanese concept, meaning a reason for being. And this is actually an exercise that can help you get to that job you're going to love, and on the other side, that is going to make you feel fulfilled. So, we have 4 circles: what I love to do, what the world needs, what I can be paid for, and what am I good at. What you actually do in this exercise, you write it down, and you see the things that overlap. So, in this part, where you see passion and profession overlapping, you can be satisfied, but probably feeling useless. Then on the other side, where you have profession and vocation overlapping, you feel comfortable, but you're feeling empty. And this is actually the feeling that I had on my last job. So then again, you get to the part where the mission and vocation are overlapping, and it's all exciting and complacent, but you're filled with uncertainty. And then you've got this part where passion and mission overlap. This part is really great, delighted. But you have no abundance. We really need to think about the practical aspects of the job. So this is Ikigai. It's the center point. I also call it a point of holistic business. So a business that is total in balance with your own self and with the whole world, with the mission that the world needs. So what do I actually do? I do digital communication strategy, personal brand strategies, various educations, workshops, business consulting, creative concepts, and content production. During my career, when I was just starting out in digital marketing, I was sometimes frustrated with the fact that I had to do it all. You know, because we didn't have all the old offline budgets where you could have a production team, you could have somebody who's a copywriter, somebody who's an accountant, somebody who is a digital account. I actually had to do it all. But then afterwards, I realized that this is a great thing, you know, because if I could do it all for someone else, I could do it all for me. So, how do I start? This is an image, a similar image that I saw on one digital nomad talk that we had. People from Netocracia showed it this way. You know, it's a perfect stock image. So, is this what being digital nomad really is? Or are you just employed? A lot of people contact me on my channels and ask me, you know, how can I be a digital nomad? I want to travel, I want to do this, I want to do that. But then I ask them, what do you actually do? What can you actually do in order to live this lifestyle? Because for most people today, in a romanticized Instagram environment, we're all used to just looking at nice pictures. Sometimes we are not asking what's beneath it. Maybe you cannot work on the beach. Maybe it's too much glare under the sun. So how to actually start. First of all, you need to research your market. You need to research your target. Define your product and services. You know, this is really basic stuff, but people don't think about it. They just think about the lifestyle that they want to have, and this is great. But they need to think about the practicalities. Prepare the finances. You cannot just storm off on some beach. I mean, when I'm telling you this now, it makes sense. But sometimes it doesn't to people when they are in that Instagram environment. And organize the legal side, of course. You cannot just work whatever you do. And then we come to the sweet escape. Then we can jump. So clients, are you there? You are your own brand. You need to act accordingly. And your biggest advantage is you. Because people want to connect to you. People want to connect to people. People do not want to connect to big corporate names. They're connecting to people inside of the corporations. So this is your biggest strength. This is something that you need to play on if you want to be a solopreneur and if you want to raise yourself in the business community. So a bit about the way that I did it. So I started my blog some 6 months before I left my last job. And on my blog that I called with my own name and surname, I write about all these topics that my clients might find interesting. So with the content, you always need to think, what is the additional value? What does that client that is reading this, that is watching this, see? Instagram, again, I mean, we are all talking, you probably watched The Social Dilemma, and we are all scared of Instagram all of a sudden and on Facebook, but actually we can use it to our own advantage, at our own pace. This is why people burn out. This is why there is so much creator burnout today, because people don't use things at their own pace. Of course, YouTube. Video is such a strong medium, and we have been saying this for 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. But how many people are really using video? We still need to say it again and again and again. Use video, show yourself. And of course, LinkedIn. Especially in Croatia, on LinkedIn, you can organically get a lot of people that you cannot get on Facebook, that you cannot get on Instagram. The reach that you can get on LinkedIn today is the reach that you could get on Facebook in 2011. So this is really great if you use it as a great tool. And of course, we still have Facebook, and we still should be using it. And the media. So I purposely chose this image of a hand giving a jewel. This is the way you should be thinking about the media. So with the media, you need to give them something that's valuable. You need to give them high-quality content if you want the media to speak about you. But what you need to be thinking about is what media does your future client look at? What does he or she read? What videos does he or she watch? So this is really important. And with the media, it's sort of a nice flow, you know? You give them quality content, and they give you exposure. It's really a win-win situation. And of course, the clients. At the end of the day, you may start out with small clients, and this is really great if it's your niche. But on the other side, you really need to think about the big clients if you want to achieve some big projects, because they, at the end, do have the big budgets. So this is really practical. And last but not least, something that we talked about at the beginning of this talk is how you work is entirely up to you. Imagine, this is your world. You make up the rules, nobody else. And I also had a problem with this when I was just starting out, you know, where I would go to the gym at the middle of the workday, and I was feeling a bit ashamed. I was feeling like maybe I shouldn't post this on Instagram. You know, people are that are working in the offices thinking, oh, I cannot do this. But this is great. This is to inspire them. We create our own rules. And so you want to be a lifestyle entrepreneur, a catchphrase. Awesome. But other than it sounding cool, what does it really mean? First of all, I would say that it means to slow down. So in today's high-paced world, we really need to slow down. We need to breathe. We've forgotten how to breathe. Being a lifestyle entrepreneur means putting your lifestyle first. And maybe it sounds like a logical thing to do, but actually, we're not doing it. Most of the people are not doing it. They're putting their work first. So this is something that I've heard, that if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be successful, you need to work late nights and wake up early mornings. Wake up at 5 a.m. Wake up at 4 a.m. Wake up at 2 a.m. I don't know when. Okay. But this doesn't really work for me because I like to sleep. So this is my way of working, you know? I will maybe do a lot of emails that I work at 2 a.m. and then schedule it at 8 a.m. But that's it. I cannot be reached most of the time till 10 a.m. So this is really a great time for me to do this presentation. Thank you. And breathe. Enjoy this moment. If you decided to embark on this adventure, why not enjoy it? You're doing it at your own terms. You should be enjoying it. And in the end, whether you're ready or not, you're never ready enough. You will never be ready enough. And if I was speaking to that Tomislav 4 or 5 years ago that was thinking about it, I would tell him, you're not ready because you will never be. Because in the end, you're always developing. But you need a sign. So I gave you a sign. This is a sign you've been looking for. So if you have any questions, we do not have any time now, but if you have them, you can contact me on my Instagram or other social media platforms, and I will gladly answer them to you. Thank you.